I'm certain.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Taner. So welcome, everybody. My name is Radka, and I'm quite new to Internations, well, in terms of being a speaker. So I hope that you will like this event. Actually, I would like to present myself first. I'm an advisor in holistic health and beauty, which is really my passion. I'm also into youth enhancement because I believe that we can really look well and feel well to much higher age than we are used to and that we were set to. I'm also doing life coaching because I believe that if we do things that we really are meant to do and that make us pleasure, we can just live a completely different life full of happiness and fulfillment and inspire the others. And outside of that, I have online e-shops with actually products for health, wellness, beauty, and youth enhancement, which I tested myself because I'm that kind of person who needs to test everything before actually I can recommend it to anybody else. And apart from that, I'm a therapist, but that's true that the situation does not allow me that much to do holistic therapies. Then a bit of my background, which is actually something through which I would like to explain you that I went through many experiences and I know how it is to live through hard times in all the different terms. So I completely understand that sometimes it's hard to be positive. Sometimes it's a real challenge. And I have so many personal experiences that today I decided to share them with you instead of just doing a presentation and telling you something that you can read in the books. There are great books and there are great videos, etc., but that you can read outside. Today I would really to share my experience. Maybe that you will find some ideas and some inspiration and try some of these so that it so that you improve your life actually and you find out the ways how to be more positive even in really difficult times. So getting back to my childhood, I was that kind of a good girl, perfectionist, who always did what others said, but who always knew what she wanted. And I was bullied from my young age. So people laughed at me, you know, friends made fun of me, etc. I did not know how to cope with that. Then I studied 2 masters, wanted to prove that I'm, you know, able to do whatever in the world. And actually, I worked and studied in different countries. I was that kind of a high flyer, but at the same time, I let others drain my energy and abuse me, actually. And I got a burnout when I was 26. And people told me that, well, the doctors told me that like it will be for a lifetime that I will have issues with my fatigue and with you know not having enough energy and having the headaches that I had daily and having the issues with the light, etc. Because I was not able to handle light and Wi-Fi and all the kind of the devices like mobiles and laptops because I was working 16 hours per day and you know doing it all. So it was kind of hard, but I did not really accept that because I knew that it's not about taking medicaments, it's not about taking taking antidepressive, etc. I just understood inside myself that I need to change my life, that this is a big lesson for me, and I need to transform my behavior patterns, my way of thinking, my way of perceiving the whole world and people around me, so that I can live better. I grew up on homeopathy, so I actually did not take any medicaments even before, but this was actually the time when I tried all the kinds of different so-called alternative medicine. And when I actually started to learn about the personal development techniques and approaches so that I get some inspiration on how to live better. Then actually that also changed when my grandma died because she had a cancer and she had other issues. But I was like, okay, something happens and I need to handle that. So I went also to the spiritual approaches, and started to be interested in how the universe works, in why we are here actually as beings, whether we are also what we are meant to do, what's actually the thing that I am meant to do here. That it's not just like that, okay, I go to study, I go to work, then I have a family, etc. But I felt that there's something more behind. And I felt that if I find this for myself, I'll be more positive and I will live my life because I will enjoy that. It does not mean that my life path or the life path of anybody else is an easy one. But if we live our lives and if we go on our life path, it actually nourishes us and fulfills us at the same time because we feel that it's the ours, despite the fact that there might be issues on the way. Then actually, I tried also to increase my consciousness. I'm still working on that, of course. And then I got through financial losses, some accidents like ski accident, car accident. I don't know what happened at all, actually. But I always took this as a lesson to learn, because that was already the time when I learned that I can try to find who's responsible. I can try to find, or I can be angry. I can keep being fearful, etc. But it does not really help me live a better life. So always I was grateful for these situations, saying, okay, what should I learn on that? How can I improve? What does it have to say to me? And actually, if I take this approach, it gives me so much more space to be positive, because before I was stuck in the negative way, like, okay, whose fault is that, and what I don't know, parents and teachers did me when I was young, etc. And being fearful, angry, not happy, etc. But then I realized it just takes me energy, but it does not improve my life at all. And when I started to look at it in a different way, it completely changed my way of living. Because actually, there's nothing that can happen to me now to make me feel so bad for a long time. Because I think again, of course, I'm a human being. So, of course, that even myself, I feel a certain feeling. But then in a very short time, actually, I remind myself these kind of situations and start to look at it from a very different point of view, or use some techniques, which I will also share with you, which make me completely calm down, detach, and see the other point of view and be more positive. Like, basically, if we are happy about the little things that are here, we always find something which just nourishes us, which we see and we say, like, yeah, life is just nice. So why to stay in this negative energy? Because actually, it takes our energy. Of course, that influences the whole environment, our families, our friends, the people who we are with. It influences everybody. We are all interconnected. And that's why I always say the more happy people on this planet, the better, because we all influence one another through these kind of networks, little networks we have, because everybody knows everybody, etc. So that would be a little bit that. And as I'm an eternal student, I always, try to find new techniques, new ways. I'm interested in new approaches, testing them on myself, seeing what works, what does not work. And I never have a guru. I always watch all the videos of somebody who says, okay, I have some great techniques about, for example, how to be positive, etc. But then I take what resonates with me and I leave the last. So it's not like I follow somebody 100%. What I would like to invite you to do is always be yourself. Listen to your heart and feel what resonates with you, and take what resonates with you at a particular time. It might change in a half year, it might change in a year or so, but at this right point in time, take what suits you, what resonates with you. There are thousands of techniques. We're actually very happy right now in this period of time, because we have access to incredible number of techniques, methods, affirmations, etc., which can help us. Sometimes it's tricky to orient yourself in these and find what's the best for you. But also the great thing is that everybody can choose what suits him or her. That's what I find is great. That would be a little bit about me. And then I already said it in the introduction to this, in the description of this event, but I might repeat it for people who might not have read it. Actually, Tanner proposed an event on how to keep positive energy. And when I was reflecting on that, I thought that it is more appropriate now than ever, because that's true that we are struggling with and we are dealing with many issues we were not used to deal with. Not only that there are issues that have already been here, like we have problems ourselves. It may be with our family, with our friends, with the people we know. It may be in terms of health, finance, time constraints, and all the other little things. They might also be things like, okay, we don't just feel well ourselves. And we don't know how to overcome that, but we already know that it influences our behavior, our well-being, you know. And then moreover, of course, that there are changes at the planetary level right now and the world level, and we cannot ignore that. We go through that and it changes the lives of almost everybody here. And it is a very big challenge, because for many people, it's completely new situation. They were not ready for, they were not prepared for. They were working in, like, for example, in some organizations, etc., living their lives, having enough money, you know, having their lifestyle. And now it's completely changed. And somebody is able to adapt better. For somebody, it's a much bigger challenge. So this is what we are facing right now, and that's what I would like to share some ideas on how to deal with these situations and how to improve your lives, actually. Then getting actually already to the ideas and to the inspiration that I would like to share with you. First, what I would like to do is to share actually one concept with you. It's like a Hawaiian way of living, which I studied already like 7 years ago, and I just came back to that because I find it very appropriate for this situation. And it's based all on being happy, being in love, being helpful, and feeling good, actually. And this concept comprises like 7 principles, and we may speak about them for ages, but I will just share them briefly here. The first one is Ike, and that says the world is what you think it is. What does that mean? We have all different perceptions of the world, and it's the viewpoint that we take that creates our feelings, that creates our perception of the world, of what happens. And therefore, we can also be more positive or see it in a negative way. I live in the same world as you, as all the other people, but my perception is that we are living in on a wonderful planet where there's a lovely nature, where there are so many adventures we can go through, where there are so many nice people, where there are more and more people who are aware, who are conscious, who are very open-minded, open-hearted, who care about ecology, etc. So I'm living in a very nice world, and I could continue like that. But I know that I speak to some other people, and they're living in a world full of struggles, tragedies, aggression, insecurity, etc. I know that it exists here. It's not that I would say, okay, I just don't see that. But I concentrate on the good things, and I know that the trend is good. So of course that I could spend all my days criticizing, being unhappy, commenting on things which do not work, and they are here, of course. If you shift and you see the positive things, it really creates a totally different energy that you're living in. So I might invite you to about that and maybe to give it a try. The second principle is Kala, and it says that there are no limits, that everything is possible. This is a tricky one because we are all I think that basically all of us believe that there are some limitations, and we could also speak about that for a long time. But imagine at a point that there are no limitations. And if you believe in that, you start more and more attracting things that you wanted, even if you believed before that it cannot happen because of this and that. Because we all basically here are still living, I would say, in a limited consciousness. But there are many things that are possible. We just have not seen them yet. We just don't believe in that yet. We have not lived through that. You know, there's like teleportation, telepathy, telekinesis, etc. And we could continue. But I mean, these are just examples. There are many things that can happen. We just don't do that yet. The third principle is Makia, and that says that energy flows where attention goes. And there I would make the link with the first one. I said that we have a certain perception, and we can also look at things which work and which do not work. So if we focus our attention on things that are nice, that are good, that work, then we become more positive, and we actually attract more of positive people, positive events, etc. The fourth one is Manawa, and it says that now is the moment of power. It means be in the present. Don't care that much about the past. Don't care that much about the future. It's right here, right now, where you can influence your life, when you can shift your mind, where you can change your patterns, etc. The fifth one is a very nice one and just the totally basic one. And it's Aloha. And it says that to love is to be happy with. Then you can relate it to relationships, not only in partnership, but also to a relationship with your family. Then we can go further. And of course, we can say with all the humanity, with nature beings, with anything that you can imagine, because anything is basically life. So it can be an object, it can be a situation, but it says to love is to be happy with. That's the measure. That's the thing. And be always in love. Do things with love. And again, that's a positive energy. And that fulfills yourself as well. It's not only, by changing yourself, by changing your approaches, your way of being, you influence your energy, but that way you influence in a very good way all the people around, and therefore as it goes further and further like a spiral, the whole world. And you can always feel then even more positive and optimist because you know that you have this power to change things in a good way. The sixth one is all the power comes from within. It's a very important one because it says that actually you have all the power to change your life. It is in your. We sometimes believe that we are so much, we are having so much burdens that comes from external environment, etc. Of course that they are, but basically the key thing is that we have the power to change many things, like many things that we did not believe we are able to change. And again, if we believe in that, if we are self-confident, if we have trust in ourselves, we can actually improve the situations, improve our life, just by the energy that we create in ourselves. Just by saying, okay, I have the power, I change it for the good right now. It's already the decision that you make, And then the last one is Pono, and that says the effectiveness is the measure of truth. As I said, we have many techniques and methods and affirmations, etc., on how to stay positive, which is wonderful. And There's no point in leading a discussion whether one works better than the other one, etc. All of them work, and we are all individual, and the best thing is to choose the one that works for you. So effectiveness is the measure of truth. Does that work for you? Is it effective for you? Then it's true, it's right, it's correct, it works. You don't need to have disputes on that. So, and the measure of effectiveness is actually the experience. So if you experience that it works for you, that it is, that you have positive outcome, continue doing that, however that's called, with wherever that technique or whatever comes from, whatever it is, just continue doing that until the time it stops working for you. That would be the concept of now. Then getting to something a little bit more light, which you know, but I just wanted to mention it here. What helps a lot to stay positive is, at least for some people, is to be on the move, to do any kind of sports. Cardio, you can go running, you can go biking, just select the sport that really fits you, that you like, not because I'm telling you or anybody else. Get the one that you really like, that you really enjoy, so that you get the most positive energy out of that. You know, you can go hiking to the nature, you can go skiing, you can go fishing. It's sometimes taken as a sport as well. You know, you can do stretching, you can do yoga, you can do the quick ones or the calm ones. You can do the ones where you get music, like, I don't know, if you go spinning, or you can just really relax at home, do your exercises, but something that really basically makes you detach from the world, or where you need to concentrate, or where you need to make so much effort that you really forget about all the stresses that you have in your life, at least for a while, because the body will thank you for that. The body will remember that feeling, like, okay, that feels great. And the uh, more of the time that you spend in a good and positive energy during the day, the more it will just multiplicate, because you know you will overall feel better. Jumping is great as well. If you have a trampoline, or if you don't have one, just jump at home, because it makes really move your energy, and it makes you sometimes feel like funny or so. But that's it. Just be like children. Don't care about what the others think of you or whatever. You know, just do what you like. Uh, then there are some calmer exercises, and I will speak about it later with the meditations. You can also do some exercise when you get to your inner world, when you find the inner peace, you know, and then regain the optimism, regain the other point of view, and then coming back, you know, always come back to this world, because, you know, still we are living here. It's not about being always in the sky or somewhere else, or meditating all days. We are meant to live here, so there's a reason for that, why we are not in you know, just doing meditations all days long, unless there's somebody from Tibet or so. But you know, just take your time to get back to yourself, to breathe well, so that you can come with this energy, you know, come back a little bit, if I say this way, and look at everything in a more positive way, in a more calm way, uh, knowing that everything goes well. You will always find the solutions. You know, give yourself the permission to trust yourself. Sometimes it's really about giving yourself permission to let go, giving permission to forgive, to be thankful, to live a happy life, to be positive. You know, sometimes it's really about giving the permission to yourself. It's like permission to receive. Then the other point would be, or the other idea, reconnect with what you like. Whether you like, you know, to speak with your dog, or with your inner child, with nature beings, with the stars, it's not crazy at all. You know, when children are small children, they speak to their toys. They believe just that they listen to them. You know, they can just let go of all the stresses just being with them. So select anything that works for you. It can be talking with a friend, it can be, but really whatever. reconnect with that and speak with that. It's not abnormal that you are speaking with your other self or so. Just getting to the place where you feel accepted, where you feel well, where you feel you get the advice, whether it's like, I don't know, talking with angels, it can be really anything, you know, where you again regain your calm, your inner peace, and look at things in a more optimistic way. And then you get more positivity in your life. Uh, you can also remember what you loved doing when you were a child, because usually when we are children, we do things that really make us pleasure. And if you sometimes can remember that and continue doing that when you are adult, it fulfills you with optimism, with positivity, with that kind of joy, like the joy of the child who's just happy to do what he or she is doing right here, right now. There was no before, no after. Right now, they were just children are playing. They're super happy about that. That's their world. You know, they're completely disconnected from anything that happens, as of my knowledge, at least with my nephews and other children. Of course, that every child is different, you know, but just do really something that makes you pleasure. Also, you might try to fill yourself with great memories. You know, when you're down, when you feel negativity, you might think of what happened in your life or the situations in your life where you really felt well, or where things were not supposed to go well and finally it went well. So you can believe, okay, can be more positive. Why do you expect always the worst if we can expect the best? You can also do the dashboards, print pictures so that you can look at them when you feel bad or so. You know, pictures from the events that you your friends, I don't know, with your family, pictures from the nature, from your school years or whatever. Something that reminds you of something very nice, something joyful, something that's really um, makes you feel good and touches your heart in a very good way and makes you feel, okay, the world is not that bad as we might think, or it's not that the people are not so bad, or not, there's nothing that would be so negative as we might perceive it if we watch TV. Then you can also listen to music that you like make a playlist of songs which really make you feel positive, joyful. It can be something that you were listening to when you were children. It can be something that you were listening to when you were with your partner that you really loved. It can be anything, but really something that completely changes your energy within a while, which really makes you feel good. Can be also reading a book that you like, watch a film or comedy, just disconnect for a while from the negativity which happens in your life for whichever reason it might be here. The other point is create. We are creative beings, and many times we feel that we have so many obligations that we forget about ourselves, and we don't give us a permission and we don't give us a time to spend it on creating something. And whether it's baking a cake, whether it's repairing a car, whether it's just sewing or painting or doing photography, and I could say 100 other things, just create. You don't need to be a professional. You can always, or you can even close yourself in a room, you know, just not to show somebody, because you might feel, okay, I'm not perfect at it, I will not, you know, show it to others. Don't worry about that, about create, because then you, and do something that you really like, that makes you pleasure. Even try more things, try many things and find out what really speaks to you, what you really like to do, and then create. Because when we create something, it already makes us feel like, okay, we see the result actually. You know, you bake a cake, you bake a bread or so, can even watch it instead of TV, which I'm doing sometimes. You know, you watch the oven, and it's something growing, it's something vivid, you know. And you might just feel like that kind of great feeling, like you've created something that was nothing and now it is here. You might give it a try. I don't know if you feel the same way as me. Another point would be take time for yourself every day. I know that there are so many things we are meant to do, we are supposed to do, we need to do, we feel we need to do, etc. Every day has 24 hours. It is like that. I would fill in many more, but I mean, it's like that. But don't forget to take time for yourself, because we easily forget about ourselves, and then it just drains us. It really takes us sometimes the energy, and then if that continues like that every single day, then we feel that sometimes we are not living our lives, and we start to be negative, we start to be anxious, angry, start to have all these kind of feelings, because we feel kind of like, okay, we don't have time for ourselves, to breathe, to do what we like, to do what we love. So even if that would be like 10 minutes, just try to take time for yourself. And whether you would be just doing nothing or having a good tea, just like an evening ritual, good tea, 10 minutes, nobody disturbs you, you know, whether that's jumping, whether that's watching pictures from your journeys which you made like 10 years ago, whether it's reading a book, it can be anything, but take time for yourself. It can be meditation, it can be really whatever. It is very important actually, because then it fills you with a lot of energy, and then finally you're more positive and you are more efficient actually in your activities as well. Then just to lighten up a little bit, smile, laugh anytime you can. It brings a lot of positivity. It's so easy. And if you feel like, okay, you don't have the occasions, I know that now the situation is a little bit different, but sometimes still we go shopping, etc. If you need to go to the grocery, smile at people, greet them. These are so basic little things that bring you so much warmth to the heart. People start to look at you. They sometimes don't really expect that. They laugh. Sometimes they might also look like, okay, what she want, from me. But more and more people feel like, okay, somebody cares about me. We're human beings. We need communication, touches, etc. And this already, if you, for example, are living alone or so, is an excellent way to get more positivity, optimism into your life. As people react, and as they react in a nice way, start to do that even in the shops. Sometimes I know that in some countries it's very common, but in some countries you just go to the shop, you don't even have an eye contact with the cashier, and then when you say hello to her, she's like, "Wow, yeah, hello, good morning." It is just wonderful, and it makes you feel great, and her as well, and the pleasure is shared, and this is just wonderful. And then we become more optimistic, positive, and we are filled with the positive vibes. The other point would be breathe. It's all, again, very simple, and we forget about it sometimes, especially in the Western countries. We breathe not really deeply, and it changes a lot. Breathing is living, and breathing well is very important actually. Having enough oxygen, moving enough, going to the nature, being on the fresh air, it helps a lot. Give it a try. Can be in the room where you have not opened the window for like 5 hours, and you just feel, it's all more dense in a way. If you have a bit of fresh air, it just, there's a movement, there's a wind, there's a lot of, a bit of wind. Well, not really a wind, but I mean, it just gives you a fresh view of things sometimes. Be always hydrated. Eat healthy. It might not seem that it's connected to that, but actually, unfortunately, these days in the food. There are not many nutrients, not many vitamins, minerals, etc. It's not as when we were young, and sometimes we really need supplements, etc. Or at least really try to eat a very good quality food. Less is more. Eat less. Listen to your body so that you know how much you need. Don't overeat if possible. Select the food that suits your type. It can be based on Ayurveda, on your blood group, and many other things. There are many approaches, and from my experience, I actually had some great health issues. So I was 2 years on no gluten, no lactose, etc. And I tried kind of all the diets, from raw food to traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic food, etc., etc. And then I realized that I completely understand all the approaches. I trust that they're really good, but then they're completely, showing different things. In traditional Chinese medicine, we would cook it all. In raw food, we do not cook at all. The basics are great, but does it suit me? And we are getting back there. Listen to your body. Listen to your body, what's good for you. It's not just about, getting an advice from nutritionists like this is good because it's in a mode right now. It's in, but it needs really to be adapted. I also destroyed my stomach for some time, being really trying to eat the most appropriate food, which was said to be. But what I'm saying just here is like, if you overeat, if you eat just the things like which do not nourish us, but which have, for example, a lot of sugar or oils, etc., etc., it may influence incredibly our energy. So if you always feel like rather negative and down, try to change your food, see what suits you. Then getting to a bit slower methods, like I would say, meditation is very known right now. We can find meditations basically everywhere. You can either learn that and do at home, or you can do online meditations with people who are just guiding you. There are very different approaches, very different ways of how to do that. There are even the short ones, the fast ones, so to say, more technical, more appropriate for the modern times. They are the ones which are the general ones, slow ones. I would say that, again, listen to your instinct and follow the ones that suits you the best. It's not that the person who's the most known or who has the greatest number of visitors on the page or whatever is the best for you. We are all individuals, and find the one that really suits you. Find the person, if you want to guided meditation, where you like the voice of that person, where you like the energy of that person, where you really feel that it fills you with positivity, inner calm, with like being more in harmony with yourself and with the world. And it may take time, but you will surely find, because you find a lot of them. And the other point to that would be, as in my experience, and this is the message for perfectionists as me, sometimes we see how should we sit, what should we feel, not really feel, but how the process should be, etc. And we might feel okay, but we don't get there. I can't sit like that. It's not comfortable for me, and I should be completely disconnected, etc., and see something in between the clouds, but I don't see that. And we got even more frustrated than before we made a meditation, and that's not the point. So actually do what suits you. Just, it will come at any time. We're not all the same. They're not all the same. The meditations are not all the same. Just find something which fits you. If you sit in another way, if you do meditation, we can call it meditation. If you're baking, if you're walking, if you're doing whatever, just do that. The point is that it should work for you. It should improve your life. It should bring you more back to yourself, to who you are, to inner peace, inner calm, whatever. You know, don't force yourself to do something. Even, for example, at a time, somebody might tell you, okay, do the meditation. This is what works. Maybe it's not the right time for you. Maybe that in half a year that will be. But when the right time comes, you will feel that, and you will, and you know, the universe will bring you the best teacher or the best guide or whatever, whomever. What works really well, at least for me, every morning when you're still in bed, so when you're actually awake but not fully awake, and you're not having yet in your head those 100 of things that you need to do during the day, and when the stressful situation don't come back to your mind saying, okay, and now I was dreaming, but the life is like this, like that, you know, and we need to deal with that. So every morning, imagine your perfect day or your perfect life. You can spend 5 minutes on that or 10 minutes on that. Just forget about all the limitations, as in the second principle of Huna, and imagine your perfect world as you would really like to live it, your perfect life or your perfect day. Imagine it and really feel it. And this changes a lot because you are creators. You're creating your life. It takes time to materialize it. Sometimes, you know, it takes a lot of time. But first, you are already in that energy. For that little time, you're in your world, in your perfect world. So you feel great because this is what you love. This is what you really like. This is what you would love to go through. And second, you are really creating that. You know, with your thoughts, with all your feelings. The more feelings you have about that, like see it, feel it, taste, feel how you would feel, how that would feel from all the points of view, what you would hear over there, etc. And this works just amazing. What you can also do is contemplation, etc. The other point is forgiveness. Forgiveness is a tricky one because sometimes we feel that not for some people who made us feel negative feelings, or who did us really, who gave us hard times, etc. What I would like to say here is do it for yourself. It's not about the other person that much at this point, because if you have a negative feeling toward somebody, it blocks your energy. So forgiving somebody is to allow yourself to let it go and to use this energy for something else. You can use some techniques how to forgive. You can use essential oils, etc., which can help you. Then that would be another discussion. But find any way how you can forgive, including yourself. And don't forget about that, because forgiving ourselves, everything that we feel guilty for, is so releasing. And it allows us to feel much, much better. We are all human beings. We all make faults. Otherwise, we would not be here. We would help, you know, from other spheres. At least I believe in that. So do it all to be most of the time in positive energy and forgive yourself, because there are things, as I always say, it's like it's about changing things you can change, accepting things you can't change, and the challenge is to know which of the situation we are talking about in that particular moment. But know that you're all wonderful beings, you know, and whatever you did, there was a reason for that. Maybe you were meant to do that. Maybe it was a lesson for the person, you know, whom you did this or that. But it's just like that. Just accept that and let it go. Forgive yourself. If you can, say sorry to the other person or to the thing, to the situation. if you can't do that really from your heart, like saying that, write it or just feel it, because we are all connected. You don't really need to go to see that person, but it's really releasing yourself and the others as well. The other thing would be let go. Let go, especially for perfectionists and for those who need to control the situations. Let go of the control and cultivate the trust and faith that everything that happens for a reason, happens at the right time, and at the right time there would be a solution or so. There's no good or bad, good things, bad things, things that happen in the world. I will just give you an example. You might have gone through that. I think it's not that uncommon. For example, there might have been a job loss in your past, and at that point in time, you might have felt that is a tragedy. You lost your job, you lost your money. It was not your fault, maybe. You did all your best, but it just happened for 100 of reasons. And you felt like it's not fair. It's the end of the world. It's so bad. And maybe that after a year, you might have realized that it was just the best thing that could happen to you, because it led to some changes or transformations in your life that would not have happened before, because if that would not have happened. So sometimes our perception right here, right now, is just different than when we look at it after some time, because it's the point of view, it's the information we have at that particular moment in time. The point of view we have on the world, on the situation, etc. But we don't know anything, all the things around. Maybe there's something much, much better for us. But if we stayed in that situation or in that job, in that case, we would not have the chance to live it. The other point would be concentrate on positive things. I already spoke about that, but I would like to stress it here. Really, concentrate on positive things, actions, activities, situation. Just shift your mind. Look at what works. Look at what's good in the world. Look at all the beauties all around. There are so many good things that happen. And especially on TV, they usually show us all the bad things in the world, that if you just follow that and believe in that, you would feel that you are just living in a terrible world. I would really like to leave it, actually. I wouldn't like to live in that. But once I stopped watching all these and enjoying all the little things, and these are really, the little things are the basic things, and they usually are for free. And whether you love the nature, you go outside, you see the trees, you see the sun, you see the rain, because that's just great for the nature, because it will be green and we want to see it nice, etc. Whether you see somebody who behaves nicely to the other person, whether you see just really whether you see your tap and you have a drinking water. Not all the people in the world have that. You can feel the gratefulness. You can feel like, okay, this is just great. See, really, really look around yourself and see all the good things that are happening around you, that are around you, that you are surrounded with, and enjoy them, because that fills you with a great. And you find that you concentrate sometimes on problems or issues or all these things, and you forget to see all the good that you have, that is here. And that can completely change your perception, actually. And your energy, of course, and the energy of people around you. And then what's linked to that is actually thankfulness and gratitude and appreciation and blessing. What I invite you to do, to try, is every day before going to bed, think of what you're grateful for. Whether it's something that happened during the daytime, or whether something in general, and that can be really basic things. I'm grateful for my life, for already having the chance to live here, live during these times of transformation, where the planet is transforming, the world is transforming for a better. We don't know where, that we feel insecure, of course, because we don't know where we are going. We don't know what's that thing behind. And sometimes we feel somehow more secure and even better in a way, somewhere where we don't really feel well, but we know what to expect. Here we have no clue what to expect. But also that's an adventure, actually. And knowing that you can always deal with the situation that comes, it allows you to take it just easily and look forward to that, actually. Because the great things can come and we can feel all much, much better. So be grateful for what you have, for what you're living through, but be always honest to yourself. It's not about saying, okay, I should be thankful for that, grateful for that. No, find what resonates with you, what you can say really honestly, openly with your heart, not because you should be. Doesn't work this way. It's like with the affirmations, actually. Affirmations are wonderful, but if they're, for example, about yourself, relationships, try to really find the formula that you are in line with, where your body and mind not say, but this is not true. She's just, saying whatever. No, find the thing that really you still can say. I did it, for example, for what related to, I don't know, there were cases like in my body. So find what you really like on yourself. Don't try to persuade yourself this way, force yourself that this is like this or that. No, find the little things that you really believe in and then extend. Actually, I would like to come back to the blessing. Whatever you want to create in your life, what you might try to do is to bless any kind of like any event you see in the external world. Bless that. If you want great relationships, whenever you are on the street and you see people who behave nicely together, who have that kind of nice energy or loving energy, bless that. If you want to create a lot of money or abundance in your life, whenever you see the person who has abundance, who has created abundance, bless it. Because then you are basically supporting that and you're telling the universe, okay, this is what speaks to me. This is what I want to create in my life. That makes me feel good. Because it's all about the feelings. If you feel good, that's good. That's actually the thing, the measure. You don't need to make any analysis on that. You don't need to use logics. Trust your feelings. What's good for you, you feel well in that situation or with that person or, eating that food, whatever. It's your feeling. But, learn to listen to yourself first so that you really know what the feeling is. Then I already mentioned that, but it's about our expectations. Sometimes we tend to expect all the negative things that can happen. Expect that people will not be nice to us, that this will happen, that will happen, or that this city is not secure, that this will not work, that there will be, I don't know, 100 of things which will not work, etc. Why not to expect the best? If the negative things can happen, the positive things can happen at the same time as well, with the same speed. With the same speed as I had the accident, with the same speed I can have just some great can get some great news and my life can completely change. Just why not to expect the best? You have the choice. Expect them. You always have the choice, actually. It's you who choose. How do you feel? How do you approach the situations? It's nobody else. Nobody's going to do that for you, actually. This is also the responsibility that comes with. And if I can expect the best or expect the worst, well, I mean, I needed to change some of my parents because it was stronger than me, actually. But then I started to expect the best. It's just better. It's like it can happen the best. If the worst can happen, the best can happen as well. You can do some visualizations, and I already spoke about that during the morning sessions you might have about how will your perfect life look like. You can do visualizations. You can really always try to use all senses. Your body needs to feel it. It's all about the feeling. If you feel great about it, if you just somehow live that situation as if you detach completely, now you live it. Now you're in your world. Now you're living your perfect life. Live it for a while, and then go back to your ordinary life. But you know, if you can dream it, you can have it. If it's already in your mind, it's in the field of possibilities here. It means that it is possible. It exists. So try to create your perfect life instead of taking the energy to concentrate on the negative things that happen in your life. That might be the invitation that I would like to share. Another point might be, and then first maybe I will have a question to Tane, because I know that it's 7:58. So should I finish fast because there would be many more things which I would like to share, or should I finish for the moment?
Okay, thank you very much, Radka.
Yeah,
You can
you're very
continue.
welcome. Can I continue? Or?
You can
Interesting.
continue. I think it's no
All
problem.
right. Yeah, if that is okay, I will continue. It was just, you know, time-wise that I know that.
No, 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 no.
Till 8. All right, okay, I'll try to do fast. It's always a challenge for me.
No, no, relax, relax. We have
Yeah.
time, and everybody's some house people stay home
Good.
lockdown.
Yeah, all right, okay, I'll continue then.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good. Thank you. Yeah.
But sometimes we are here. Maybe your microphone is very near your finger or your book. We hear tick 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 like this. Yes, like this.
You mean that you don't hear me well?
Yes.
All right. I actually, well,
No,
I
no,
will
no,
do
no.
my
Radka,
best.
Radka, we are having other voices, maybe because of your microphone, papers or something else with which is
Yeah.
scratching voices.
Yeah, you're just touching something.
Ah, all right.
Yes.
Okay, I will not move anymore. Thanks
It's
so much
okay.
for
You can
your feedback.
continue. You're speaking very nice, very well, and I noted one, two, three,
Thank you
four,
so much.
five points. This is for me very nice. Thank you very much. You can continue. It's
Wonderful.
very nice, very good.
Okay, I have no clue what does it mean 5 points, but apparently it's good. Wonderful. All right, okay. The other point would be, imagine the world as a theater. We are all here. We are all playing roles. Sometimes there are people who really give you a hard time. But try to look at it from another perspective. It might be true, it might not be true, but I read many books actually from hypnotherapists who hypnotized people and ask what happens in between lives. And whether it's true or not, what really helps me in my life is that there was a discussion between two spirits. Basically, they were supposed to incarnate and to live the life and meet themselves. And the one asked the other, "I would like you to do something bad to me, no matter what it was right now." And the second says, "But no, I cannot do that to you because I love you. I like you. I love you deeply. I will not. I don't want to make you feel bad. I don't want to do any harm to you." But the first says, "That's exactly that. I need to take a lesson. I need to learn the lesson. That's why I'm asking you to do that to me." And that's actually very profound for me. Because now when there's somebody in my life who gives me a truly hard time, and of course that happened to me so many times, and I think that I'm certainly not the only one, I see it from different perspective. Instead of having all the negative feelings towards that person and me feeling negative, I'm grateful for that. And I see, what can I learn on that? What's the lesson for me? Because if I learn it now, that will not happen to me for a second time, third time. If I don't learn the lesson, I'll come back to my life. It's the exams at school. If we pass for the first time, that's done. If we don't, we need to repeat and repeat and repeat the exams. We spend more time on that. We maybe don't want to learn anymore the things, etc. But until we get the lesson, until we learn that, situations in our life will repeat. Whether that's in partnership, whether that's in business, whether that's in our relationship with our children, it can be in anything. It can be really any kind of a situation. And really, you save so much energy and so much time, not getting into all that negativity, but just saying, okay, this happens. So why? You know, it completely changes your energy, your point of view, your behavior, your feeling, and you're more likely to find a solution faster and to have better relationships faster. And we all have 24 hours per day, and we all have 100% of energy. And it's up to us how we spend that. It's our choice. Actually, after the theater play, what happens always? You know, suddenly the actors are not playing their roles anymore. There's an applause, and they're all our friends again. Even if in the play they were, you know, the ones who fight against one another or so. The other point, which is also very strong for me and very important, if a challenge arrives or if any situation comes to our life, it means that we are ready to deal with that at that point in time. Not everything can happen to us at any time, because sometimes we are not ready. We don't have enough power. We don't have enough information. We don't have enough high, consciousness, or however we call it. We don't have enough frequency. We are not there yet. It's like if you read a book. If you read a book once, you read something, you might read it after years, and you feel that you are reading a different book because you get something completely different out of that. You get some other wows, ahas, etc. So if anything happens in your life, and these can be really tough situations, if you always remember that that comes to your life, it means that you are ready, you are strong enough, you have all you need to deal with it. Then you're in completely different energy, and you succeed dealing with that in a more efficient way, more fast, and it takes you much less energy, and you go through that in a more harmonious way. Because sometimes life really brings us something which we feel, okay, this is just too much for us. But no, you can go through that. Be sure about that. Then, to make it a bit more joyful right now, this was a little bit, profound and serious, but I really felt that I need to share it because it is strong and it can help a lot of people, I think. Go to the lighter side, do what you love and love what you do. If you don't do what you love, either change your approach so that you love it, or quit that and start doing what you love. You're here to live a happy life. You are here to live a life where you feel fulfilled, where you learn as much as possible, where you develop your talents, your skills, use them for good of yourselves. You're not here to suffer. The more happy people, the more people who do what they love, the more people who have positive energy, who are joyful, the happier we will all be. We influence one another. As I said, I influence the people I'm dealing with, they influence other people, etc., etc. It's a spiral. In a positive way, it works as well as in a negative way. So why not to use it in a positive way? We are really here to fulfill our lives. Try to find it. We may have any age, and you can change at any age. does not mean that if you've been doing something till even 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever, you can change your life at any point in time. Just take your time, detach, find out what really works for you, what you dream of doing, what fulfills you, what your ideal life would be. Sometimes there are that said like, okay, if you had the last 1 day, 30 days, whatever, what would you do? Think about that and make anything possible so that you get there. I know that we are living in the world where it sometimes seems not very possible because there are many constraints from outside. But many of them are just because we believe they are and we accept them. But many of these, we can change many situations, many things in our lives if we get rid of the feeling of we are expected to do that, we have to do that, we have to do that right now, or this day or that day. And sometimes actually we even realize that people don't expect us to do that, or there are other ways how to do the job. There are other ways how we can deal with the administration, etc. It's just that if we open our minds, we might find that there are many other ways which we were not thinking of. So, slowly but surely, we can change our lives for the better like that. The other point would be make pleasure to others, do good things. And it's linked to what I said, like go to the shop, smile to people, be nice to people. Because if you feel down, if you don't, if you're just, you just don't know what to do, you can always do some good things. It makes you feel with positivity, like, okay, you contributed to something good, you did something good. And there are many possibilities on how to do that. The other would be compassion. Be compassionate with people. Really try to connect at a heart level and respect people as they are right here, right now. It might be a challenge sometimes, but we are not at the same level. And actually what my nephews taught me is like, well, not they told me, but when I see children, I realize that I'm more forgiving, if I say that way, and I respect them as they are, because I know that I cannot expect something from them at their age, for example. And now we are talking about age, and this I say with the knowing that there are big teachers, that I respect them a lot, and that there are new generation and they have higher vibrations, high frequencies, they're elsewhere, and we have a lot to learn from them. And this is me actually, trying to learn as much as possible from them. But that's true that at a certain age, from a certain point of view, we might not expect certain things from them. But do the same with adults. We all have we are all at a certain level. We all have certain history in our families, in our genes. We all lived through something. We all have reasons to behave the way we behave. They are maybe conscious, they might be subconscious. And again, it does not really mean that we would let them drain our energy, but it just means that we don't want to change them. We don't tend to show them how it is right, because they might not be ready to get that. Give advices to people you're asking for advice, which is a challenge sometimes if we feel that we know what's the best for the other person, or for all the others, or how that should be done, etc. It's not possible anytime. Well, it's possible every time, but it's a challenge. But try to do that. Just try to accept people as they are, because it's their life path. They're at their level of development, and it saves our energy a lot sometimes. And we have a better chance that these people will get inspired by us or other people and will develop faster, because sometimes then we create a kind of blockages, or so, because people feel like, okay, I will not do that just because somebody told me or so, and then we get stuck. At the same time, as I said, don't let yourself to be in the position that people drain your energy. It's not about that. You can either quit, which is okay as well. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not possible. But again, it's about learning how to manage your energy, your energetic space. And it's up to you if you leave somebody get in or not. Because it's only you who can let people take your energy, abuse you, do any harm to you. If I decide that whatever two people around do, however they behave, whatever they say, does not have anything with me, because I like myself, I know that I am as I am, I know that I'm on my way at a particular stage, and I'm a wonderful being, and I'm not meant to suffer here. I don't need to let them, do me any harm. And that happened to me in my life so many times. People told me something just a little bit, negative or so. I took it all personally. And for that, you can also read how's that called? Michael Weiss, five accords, five contracts. How's that called? Help me, somebody. I might write you the name of the book afterwards. Just, really don't let anybody do that. And work on yourself at your pace and keep your energy for yourself. Then you can share it. The more positive energy you have, the more energy you have, the more you can shine, and the more you will influence the others in a positive way. Then forget about criticizing and love more. Really concentrate on be a loving person, appreciate what you like on the others, bless what you like instead of saying all the negative things. And if already you need to criticize, first criticize and then say the good thing, so that you end up with something positive, something that, makes the other person feel like, okay, I'm worthy. I'm not that bad. Because that person is not bad. It's just, it's again, just a perception sometimes. The other point would be, well, what I actually wanted to share with you is one technique which works quite well for somebody. It's working with the quantum space a little bit. And it looks like a little bit like that. You have a situation which you're not comfortable at, or you're not comfortable with, and it might be your personal trait, it might be somebody's behavior, etc. And you say, I clear and transmute that thing or feeling across all time, spaces, places, and realities. Then you send a lot of white light into the place in your body where you feel the tension. That might be one place, and then it might change, it might go somewhere else. So do that till the time when you feel completely okay and relaxed, and when you feel that the tension or bad feeling passed away. And then imagine, how would it feel if, for example, you were living in a harmonious relationship, or if you had a great job, or whatever, the situation was that you were trying to change. It's a little bit different from the affirmations, because the affirmations, sometimes we affirm something which is not true, or at least is not true yet, or we don't believe in that. But if you say, imagine how would it feel if, it's like, okay, universe, show me, how would that feeling be? So you may feel more in line with that, because you're not persuading something about something which you don't believe in or which is not true, but you want to see it. You just invite the universe to show you, because you have not lived through that, for example. Another point, try to eliminate, or if you feel like, try to consider eliminating watching TV news, reading all the negative news on internet, get out of the groups where they are sharing aggressive things, negative things, fear, where there are negative people, where there are just, people with the energy which is really like anger and judgments, etc. And select the ones where there are good news, news about positive things in the world, positive people, great developments in whatever field you're like interested in, for example. And don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let anybody, really take your energy, because we have all the power within. It's all ours. And if people tell you, oh no, but the world is like that, but really we are in an insecure, we're in this situation. Okay, it's their point of view. I see it differently. I have the power to change very many things, and I decide to put my energy into that. That might be the invitation. Another point, what is actually very good to do sometimes is to ask yourself why. Just spend a week or spend a month, if you have time, when anything you are doing, you're asking yourself, why am I doing that? And you might realize that you are doing many things you don't need to do, you don't have to do, you are not expected to do, you don't like, but also those you really like. And then try to eliminate all the activities that don't make you feel good. And you can do outsourcing, you can organize yourself in a different way. You can even, like with the cleaning, maybe that you that if you just leave it, let it go, that one day, once you do that Friday, once you do that Monday, but you do that at the time when you feel like, when you have good energy and you feel like, okay, this is wonderful, I will clean my apartment, now it's great, instead of being, oh, now I need to clean that again. Yeah, then you might realize that it's still clean, but in a very different energy, and you might feel better about that. But thinking about why, it really can change a lot of your life, because then you might realize that you have not even done that much the things that make you pleasure, but you would maybe even have a time for that. You just did not really concentrate on that, And for knowing also what you like to do, if you really want to have a structured, if you like a structured way of doing things, you might go through a life book, you might find, share a program with you, or you might find it also on internet. Doing life book, meaning, look at different parts of your life, like relationships, personal development, learning, spirituality, family, traveling, living, etc. And describe, what you have right now, what you don't like about that, what you like about that, and where would you like to be, especially don't forget about the dream life, dream situation, because then you know where to go, and then you can take steps to get there, then you can actually choose a strategy on how to get there, but you need to know what you want, which is sometimes a challenge. And then what I already said, listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your spirit. Understand your emotions and act in the way that you feel more positive. Really listen to yourself. Take that time when we are in lockdown, and really take as much time as possible for yourself, to learn about yourself, to learn what makes you feel good, what you want to do in your life, what you are meant to do here, what would be your perfect life, and try to get there. And we can also, have then events on supporting each other, etc. Because this is an incredibly great time for these kind of things, because normally we have, not everybody, I know that there are some, families and there are 2 children and they need to teach one child online, second child online, they still have their job. It's not easy at all. But there are also many people who are bored at home, who are lonely, and who just don't know, what to do. And this is a perfect time for personal development, for getting to know yourself, for getting to know what makes you feel good, and doing something so that once it is all opened, or even now already, start doing something in the way so that you live really great life, which we are meant to live. So be aware, be yourself, get to know yourself, and also, if you need, know that there are different techniques, etc. From my side, being a therapist and doing some kind of, doing gentle therapies, I might invite you to check what metamorphic technique is, which helped me incredibly. It helps a lot in stressful times, etc. It's mainly for children, well, actually for dealing with issues from prenatal times, because it's like kind of working on reflex points of our spine and deblocking the energy where needed. And it acts on our behavior, on our feelings, on our emotions, and also on the in second at a physical level. So metamorphic technique is a great thing, which you can very at home. Actually, this is important, because you don't really need to go to a therapist. It is better, but I do it myself every single week basically, and can de-stress you a lot, make you feel detached, see the things from different perspective, and deal better with your life. The other point would be massage, wellnesses. In some countries that is still possible, in some countries it's not possible right now, but prepare for the future as well. You might work on your chakras. You might use colors. Colors help a lot, and that's actually a very easy thing to do. You can even have just like papers of different colors, because your mood immediately. So if you have just papers and you put it next to your laptop or so and just look at that, or you just wear like a t-shirt of that color, that completely changes your energy and your mood. You might give it a try. Then aromatherapy, it's my love, and I fully recommend you to, if that speaks to you, to look into the possibility of using essential oils, like to manage your emotions, to manage your mood, not only to use on a physical level, because they have incredible power, because they go straight to our brain. You to think logically about, okay, does that work? What does that make to me? You feel the smell, and straight away it affects you. I have totally great experience with there. Choose the really good quality ones, therapeutical ones, because most of the oils on the market are chemical ones. It's not said, it still says 100%. These are the directive, it's like that. I'll be happy to share my experience, because I use some brands which I'm really happy with. And this is key, because if you want it to work, you need to have something of a very good quality and very pure. So aromatherapy, certainly it's a great help in these times. And there are also mixes you can do yourself or buy already as a mix, for example, to adapt to new situations, So for this time, it is incredibly helpful. I think that from my point of view, for the moment, it would be all. I think that we are at already 2026, so I'm a little bit sorry for for such a long presentation. But as you allowed me, I felt that I might share my thoughts till the end. In any case, thank you so much for your attention.
Radka, we are having good time. We are really into that good information. So don't be.
Thank you, AB.
It is very nice, Radka. If anyone have a question, they will ask us.
Yeah.
Anyone have a question?
Or suggestions or comments?
Muhabbat asking something. Maybe you will answer it. I noticed writing this. I share to in chat box.
Yeah. Maybe, Tana, if
Right.
you want to stop the recording, as we said, so that people